to this lesson. In this lesson, we'll be doing Morph image slider, and it will look somewhat like this. Doesn't it look beautiful? Okay, so let's start. So let's get a file in a blank presentation, and now let's get a layout in then blank, and then let's get an insert, shapes, and then let's pick a rounded rectangle, and I'm holding down shift key to make a perfect rounded rectangle, and we can now decrease the roundness just a little bit. And now let's get a shape outline, weight, and increase the weight of the outline to about 6 points, and then go to more outline colors and pick a very dark gray, kind of in like dark blue hues, so like this, a very dark Prussian blue. And now let's get a shape fill, more full colors, and now I want something between blue and green, so and a little bit darker, like I want something like this. So let's move the slider a little bit and see what interests us. So I'm really liking this one, so let's hit OK. And I think we can reduce some darkness because it's looking like pure black. So I think this is looking really good. So now let's get an insert text box and then just type in 1. And now let's choose the font to be Montserrat, extra bold like we always do, and let's increase the font size to about 72. Now let's place it in the center, in the middle of the slide, like this, and let's change its color to white, and then go to text effects, and let's put a shadow to it, and then go to shadow options, and I will reduce the transparency and increase the blur like that. And now let's group this and press down Control Shift and make a copy out of it. Now let's type in 2 and then again align it to the center and the middle of the slide. Now let's zoom out, make one more copy. So let's make one more copy. What's happening? Okay, so now let's just type in 3, and now let's make a group out of all of these groups and decrease the size of them so that they fit in our slide. So about that. And now we really have to change these text font size, and I think we can make them just a tad bit bigger like this. Now let's adjust this text. So first let's center align it and then put it in the center in the middle of the slide. Wonderful. Now let's do this with all of these texts. Center align and put it in the center in the middle of these blocks. So let's center align and the center in the middle. Wonderful. Now let's ungroup all of them and one by one save them as a picture. So let's save it as a picture on our desktop. So let's just type in 1. So I tested this before also, so that's why, or there are some pictures already there. So oops. So oh, sorry. So let's go to save as picture in 2, and now let's save as picture and then 3. Wonderful. Now let's select all of them by Control A and delete them. Yep, we have to delete them. Now let's go to Pictures, this device, and choose all of these 1, 2, and 3. Now let's first adjust them. We have to crop out these transparent parts. So like this. And then let's do it with 2 and 3. Like that. Now let's align them. Like this. And now let's create a group out of these and make it just a tad bit bigger. And now let's ungroup all of them and center align them. I'm going to picture format, align, and distribute vertically so we have equal spaces between them. Now let's duplicate this slide. I'm going to insert pictures, this device, and choose this image or whatever image you like. So I'm picking this image of Arc Day Triumph. I think it's a really beautiful image. So let's position it somewhere around here, like this. I'm going to crop aspect ratio, sorry, not aspect ratio, crop to shape, and then go to rounded rectangle. Now let's adjust the roundness to this much and apply this border and go to weight and put 6 points. Now go to shadow and put some shadow on it so that it looks nice. So let's increase the transparency as well as the blur and increase the size just by 1. So this is looking really good. And now we have to delete 1. And now just put 2 and 3 in the middle of the slide. So let's group them and choose objects in the middle of the slide. Now let's ungroup them by Ctrl+G and apply a morph transition to it. So here you can see it's just fading in and out. And if you remember the trick was that the thing you want to morph into and the object that it's morphing from, both of them should have the same name, and they should have 2 exclamation marks before their names. So first let's name all of these. So this would be 3 because 3, get it, and 2, and then 1. Amazing. Now let's go to this slide too and rename all of them. 2, 3, and 1. And now if we slideshow it, you can see something wrong is happening here. Just take a look. So something wrong is happening here, and that is because the order of the objects are different in each of the slides. So here the order is 3, 2, 1, and in this slide the order is 1, 3, 2. So we have to, so the order should be same in every slide. So let's put it 3, 2, 1. And now if we go to slideshow, 1 is beautifully morphing into this image. Now let's repeat this process because now we know it and we can do it fastly. So 2. So now it's 2's turn. So let's move this image to the right, zoom in, and delete 2. Click on 3, put it in the middle, and go to insert pictures and this device. And now let's pick, for example, the Eiffel Tower. So let's choose, so let's cut this image and paste it into this slide. And here we can see the size of, and here we can match the size of this image. So it should be this much. So now let's cut it and paste it right here. And now let's go, and now let's select this image, and now we have to paste this format to this image. So we can do that with Format Painter, but there's a shortcut key which is Control Shift and C. So I'll press down Control Shift C and then go to this slide and then press Control Shift V. Amazing. So now let's rename this image and keep the order the same, and let's see if it's working. So it's working beautifully. So now let's duplicate this slide once more, delete this image, move this here, delete 3, and go to insert pictures this device and pick Tower of Pisa. Now let's zoom in, cut this image, paste it to this slide, copy the size, so this much I think. So let's cut it and then paste it. Now let's Control Shift C and paste the formatting, Control Shift and V, and we can move it to a little bit left because now there are no numbers left. Now let's rename it to 3 and we are done. So one last thing I want to do is go to transitions and reduce the duration of the morph transition. Now let's preview it. 1, 2, and 3. Wonderful. So this is it for this lesson, and in the next lesson I'll be telling you about your class project.